I think I'm a special one.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Welcome back. Episode 6, On the Half Turn, with Andrew and Chad. Ready to get back after it.
We sat through 6 of these. Well, 5 of them. Soon to be 6.
Yeah. It's great to be back.
And I'm ready to keep going. These are fun. I like doing it. I
hope you like doing it.
Yeah. Well, we talk soccer all the time, so might as well make it something that other people could listen to.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Another Football Friday. We're here again.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
Hopefully people are enjoying these.
Share them with their friends.
Yeah. We're trying to put out more content on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, where people can interact. So, like, we put up a few polls where you've been commenting back to a lot of people on TikTok. So hopefully people just kind of keep following those platforms, getting our hot takes.
We're working hard. We're working late night tonight. So.
Yeah, we have a makeshift podcast studio. So
Sixers were on. We were working through the Sixers game. So
yeah, we were sitting there like grinding out some content, getting ready to go. So let's do it. So what do we got today?
Well, let's start with what we're wearing. You know?
Oh, good shout. You want me to go first?
Yeah.
So this is probably one of my favorite kits. Like I said before, my favorite player, Josie Altidore.
Boom.
So I have, I think, 3 or 4 of his jerseys. This one is 2014 white jersey from the World Cup in Brazil. It's got the collar.
So tough. I love the collar.
Oh, it's so cool. Yeah, I think it's one of the best looking jerseys. Yeah. So
the light, like pinstripe looking thing.
Oh yeah, it's got some pinstripes on it. The collar's nice. I always button it all the way to the top.
Oh yeah.
How about you?
You can wear that to church.
Yeah, I know. It looks like a polo. Wear it to work or something. Tuck it in.
I got a. That was from 2014, right?
Yes.
All right. So this is from 2010 Portugal jersey. No one on the back.
Dude, 2010. What? You're 21 now. You were 11.
Yeah, I bought it. I bought it at a soccer tournament. I was at one of your tournaments at Fort Dix, and I bought this Portugal jersey.
Dude, such a young guy.
Right before the World Cup or something. So it's 10 years old and it fits me. Must have been big on me when I was
2010. I was going into high school, so maybe the summer going into 2010. Summer of
2014.
Yeah. So I was going to be a freshman. So yeah, we were
a long time ago.
Yeah, we were pretty small.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. So what are we going to talk about today?
Well, we got we'll talk MLS, some other news. We'll get into the FA Cup, championships, a little bit of Premier League, and a little bit of other news. And then later, we're starting a new little segment that we'll do every once in a while. We're going to do a draft. So we'll have a certain topic. So ours is, the one today is U.S. men's national team players, and we're just going to draft back and forth, flip a coin or whatever, see who gets the first pick, and we're just going to draft our team, and you guys are going to let us know whose team's better. We'll keep track of the record.
You know what I think would be a fun idea?
What?
Is that we have our 11. So what we're going to do is draft a full national team 11 based on like who we think is the best right now. And then we'll put out like lineup cards of our team and maybe like a few different tactics, like specific tactics. And we'll let you guys vote on who is better, whose lineup is better, or who you agree with, you know, our different takes and whatever. So that should be cool.
Are you more of like a coach that kind of goes at it, or you like wait to see what the other coach does?
What do you mean?
Like, are you a coach that's like, here's how we're going to play and we're going to do it?
Oh, yeah.
Or are you a coach that's like, let's try and shut them down?
No. It's how we play.
Oh, gotcha.
So maybe it's different. At the highest levels, like, you're not going to be the best team every game, no matter what level you are. But at the highest levels, it's more of a chess game than people realize. But at the younger levels, especially like with me, if I'm coaching anywhere up to, you know, like you want to develop players. So to do that, you have to have a style. And I think the style to develop players, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But if you're on the front foot, the aggressor, you keep possession, you're the ones like playing the dangerous balls and putting them on their back foot, then the players develop that mentality and they get more touches on the ball. They get more reps in possession, I guess you could say. You're developing the player's brain, the player's foot skill a lot more than if you just. I've been to tournaments where you see like U11 coaches saying like, "Hey, just kick it long," or like, "Just defend." Like, we want to hold this lead. It's like, you're 11. Like, go play the ball, play passes, like, run at people, attack them. So that's the way I'd coach, and that's the way I'm gonna pick my team. And let's not get in doing that.
Okay.
You might steal some of my thunder.
No, we have different opinions on certain players.
So
I know who you're going to do, but we'll save it to the end.
Yeah.
So, but before we get to that, start some MLS.
Unfortunately.
Our beloved Union crashed out of the MLS's back tournament in the semifinal. I mean, it's a pretty good game. We definitely had chances to win.
Yeah. Honestly, thinking like in a macro sense, the Union, they're built to press. This 4-4-2 diamond, you see it a lot in Germany and like other parts of Europe where teams are kind of stacked in the midfield and they press as a unit and they're trying to win the ball back and play in transition rather than hold the ball for long spells of possession. So when a team like Portland just kind of sits behind the ball, it's really hard because then you don't get in the spots you want to get to. So
I don't think there's not a lot of sitting behind the ball for Portland early in the game, but once they got that goal, it was literally 10 guys behind the ball.
And I like Jeremy Obobase. He's good. He's clinical.
He's solid. Dude, but Portland was so good on the counterattack.
Yeah, I mean, that's Valeri. That's that South American flair. Giovanni Savarese, the coach for Portland, he's a good coach. Yeah. Everything I've heard from him, he's good. So
Blanco has an assist in every game. I don't know if he had an assist in the Union game.
That's actually
but every
crazy.
game before that has an assist. He might. I think a few podcasts ago, I was like, you said something about Blanco, and I was like, Blanco's not that good. And
I don't remember talking about Blanco.
I think you mentioned him for like a quick second, and I just said, he's not that good, and he's probably gonna win. If they win the thing, he probably wins player of the tournament. But him and Valeri are really good on the counter. Probably should have. The game honestly should have been 4-1.
So final will be sometime this week. They play Orlando. So I don't know when people typically listen to this podcast, so I don't want to preview the game too much because people might be listening after. So it'd be kind of a waste of time. But I don't know. Orlando doesn't do it for me. Like Nani, he really isn't that good. Like he'll come up with a few moments every game, but he lets balls he's kind of slow to the ball. He's not completing all his passes. He just kind of hangs out on the wing.
I mean, he had that one really nice goal. I didn't watch the game because of the weather delay. It got too late. But I'm pretty sure he had 2 goals. Yeah,
the one I didn't see the second one. The first one was he took started on the left, took a touch with his right, and curled it. It was nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was.
Then his other one was he was on the left, took a touch, was able to get in between the defender and the ball, and just slid and went under the goalie. People were hyping up that matchup because I had a lot of time to watch the pregame because it was delayed. They were saying Nani versus Dotson.
It was Dotson.
I guess Dotson must not shut him down. So
well, that's enough Orlando City talk because the team's boring and I don't like them.
Let's go back to the Union real quick. Let's talk about how it might be McKenzie and Aronson's last game for the Union. It could be.
I don't think so. And I don't want to see them sold yet because if they finish out this season, I feel like their values would always they'll keep going up in value. I don't think this is the highest point of their value. I mean, sometimes you just got to sell while they're hot, but
if you can get a few $1 for, you could definitely get a few million for Aronson. Maybe $1 million or $2 million for McKenzie.
From a reputation standpoint, I could see Ernst Tanner and the Union only selling to someone who they think could continue to develop them.
Celtic.
Yeah, dude. Celtic's apparently in on all of them.
Both of them.
If they went as a package deal somewhere, that's my European team.
Yeah,
for sure.
McKenzie would be like Van Dijk.
Yeah, McKenzie's Van Dijk.
Go to Celtic, then go to like a middle of the pack Premier League team, and then go to a top team and be the best center back in the world.
So Mackenzie's going to Manchester United in 3 years.
Yeah. I thought Aaronson's game in the semifinal, he played a really good one.
Yeah.
Game.
Just like we said a few episodes ago, when you start turning like bad games into average games, then like that's when you know like you're a real player. Because like, a lot of times those creative players will be on some games, but their bad games are really bad. So it's like reassuring to know that even when he's not on and clicking all the time, he could still make the right pass. He could still do the work defensively. He could still contribute to the overall build-up and stuff. So that's good.
Now here's what I thought. Later in the game when Alcino came on, like we weren't getting too many chances, but when Alcino came on, he gets the ball, he tries to make things happen. But you know that every MLS team, when they see Alcino come on, they're dropping 2 or 3 guys to cover.
Yeah.
Which opens up space for Aaronson. Like late in the game, I was like, just give the ball to Aaronson.
Yeah.
And if
I feel like a lot of people will they'll say like, oh, the Union are doing a disservice to him because they play him as the 10 and that diamond with no space. Maybe that's true. I don't really think it's definitely not untrue, that statement. But maybe he is like a left-sided midfielder that just likes to tuck in, or maybe he is like a real 10 with 2 center mids behind him.
I think you just let him float, just go wherever.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he just needs to get the ball more.
Yeah.
He had 17 touches.
Yeah, that's not enough.
And he played the full 90.
That happens a lot, but he does expend a lot of energy pressing too.
Yeah, but that one play to you were like freaking out. You're like, oh my god, that touch was so good.
Yeah, it was. It was Kasper Shabilko scored, but he was called offside. But he had like a little like shoulder dip and turned like towards the end line, and it was right before he like gave him that assist that was called off. It was such a nice play.
Dude, I learned a move from Aaronson, and I see him do it a lot. It's like kind of like a basketball move, like where you're dribbling at someone and you do like a little like shake, like Kyrie Irving. He does that, but
he does it all
in
the time.
soccer, and it literally shakes the defender. If the defender's flat-footed, and you do that thing, they don't know which side you're going to.
Well, it's all about changing speeds and taking a big touch.
Yeah.
Behind, so.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's move on.
Another thought. Do you think leagues will want to buy in the MLS now because of some of the young MLS players moving over and doing well in Europe? For example,
for sure.
Alphonso Davies, Weston McKennie.
See, a lot of this. Well, you gonna count McKinney as a MLS product?
Yeah, started in MLS.
Not really.
He didn't play in MLS, but he started in there.
He was like
academy.
He was basically like a product. And spent like I think like a year max in FC Dallas's academy.
All right, if you want to get real technical,
but I think that, like I said, I think the first or second episode I said like eyes are on MLS right now. Like, we got to do this. Like, have all your ducks in a row. Like, you got to be a selling league at some point. You don't have to be a full out selling league. You don't have to be the Eredivisie. You can still have older players or whatever. But like when the time comes to sell these players, you got to be ready. And I've seen FC Dallas botch that multiple times. Like, they weren't ready with Weston McKennie. They let him go for free. Reggie Cannon wants to go. He wants to challenge himself in Europe, and transfer talks have broken down with multiple clubs. So these guys, you got to let go if they're ready to go and they want to go, even if it's not to the some super high level team. But if it's a team that's constantly competing for a Champions League spot in Belgium or something, it's a higher level than MLS. So let him go challenge himself. Get in the Champions League. Get in the Europa League.
Yeah, agreed. So interesting point. Another thing I wanted to bring up, things that just came to my head throughout the week that I just wrote down, I thought we'd want to talk about it, is, so everyone knows that LAFC went out of the tournament quarterfinals? Yeah, quarterfinals.
Kansas City, right?
No, Orlando. And had me thinking. So LAFC love to play their football, as Bob Bradley likes to say. Is that kind of soccer not good in knockout stage games?
I wouldn't say it's not good, but
if you look at Pep Guardiola and Man City, they haven't done too well. Yeah, they won the one cup, but they haven't done too well in the Champions League. And you look at Bob Bradley's LAFC team, can't get it done in the playoffs.
Okay, so then it's kind of like a chicken or the egg thing, because if you don't play that way, you might not be there in the first place. If they're not dominant in the regular season, they might not be the 1 seed. So they might not have the chance to get knocked out. So the best way to guarantee that you could play, that you could be in those later rounds and the knockout rounds, is to play that way. And it's more of a guarantee that you're going to be good. So you're developing your players to play real soccer, possession-based soccer, like free-flowing attacking soccer. And that way your team kind of knows what's going on. If you don't do that and you're just grinding out results all the time, like a lot of college teams or something, every game's like a 50-50. It's like a coin flip. It's like, can we nick a goal from a set piece or whatever? And it becomes less, I wouldn't say like less predictable, I guess you could say. But the better you are consistently over time, it's kind of like, it's more of a process than results thing. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, but
it sets the floor higher. Like maybe on a given day you don't play your game or the chances don't come, but it sets the floor for your team a lot higher.
So here's what I'm thinking. So LAFC want to play this possession or whatever, and they can throughout the season. They're playing like a regular game, I don't know, like against the Union or whatever. The Union aren't going to really, I'd say, just sit back and defend and make it hard for LAFC. They're going to want to play their own way. Mm-hmm. But that might change in playoffs or knockouts because then the Union are thinking, oh, we just got to grind out this result. And it's easy. It's almost like that's exactly what you need to do just to get the win against a team that plays like this.
Yeah, well, it's a skill to be gritty and to defend and to win set pieces and play in transition. So that's part of the game too. I mean, people, like I'm all for developing players in like some sort of possession-based system with lots of attacking, but there's a huge chunk of the game that's not that. You could dominate possession 60-40, but that's 40% where you don't have the ball. There's probably 15 to 20 times where you lose the ball and you're pretty vulnerable. So you got to be able to defend in transition. You got to be able to at least clear your set pieces. You got to be dangerous on your set pieces. Your clearances have to be okay. You can't just like botch every other aspect of the game. So I see people come out and they want to play like pretty little soccer. They get pushed off the ball or they complain or whatever, and it looks good, on the street or just doing moves, but it doesn't translate to anything. So you see that at every level.
You see what I mean, though. Like it could be a reason why they.
But overall, the better teams are always going to do better in general.
Yeah.
You don't see like Manchester City is always going to go further than like the Aston Villas and West Hams of the world because they are better. They play that way. But maybe on a given day they lose to them. But it's less likely because they're hopefully developing so much better.
All right.
Let's bang out some of these other topics real quick.
All right. You want to talk about NISA?
Yeah. So NISA is the league that my team, the Fury, were going to play in last year before we kind of dropped out. But so after we dropped out, they finished their fall season. They started their spring season. It got cut short because of COVID. So in the summer, they've been able to organize like kind of like a regional tournament with some NISA teams and some amateur teams. NISA is considered professional, and then some like high-level amateur UPSL type teams. So that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna like go into too much detail. I haven't watched much of it, but if you want to watch like some good soccer, like go watch it. It helps to support your kind of like grassroots teams. There's like a couple Maryland-based teams in this tournament, and then the actual league itself is starting, I think, Sunday the 8th, and all the games. The 9th? Is it? You sure?
Sunday's the 9th. Today's the 7th.
So maybe they play tomorrow, Saturday.
Okay.
It's Michigan Stars and Chattanooga. I think it's just Chattanooga FC. So they start the regular season. So hopefully it's safe. I doubt there'll be any fans or whatever, but it's live soccer. A lot of these guys are Americans. So they've been around. And it's not, you watch like some Premier League games or Champions League games, you're like, wow, that guy's so good. It's great to watch the best players. But a lot of times the players, it's hard to get to that level. But a lot of these guys are really good, but it's more relatable. There might be a few more mistakes or a few more long balls or a little bit more grit involved, but it's good soccer. There's a lot of guys that I played with that now play on that Michigan Stars team that's playing Saturday night, I think. So
that's why I like to watch stuff like that in the USL.
I like to see. I like to watch like if I played like with or against some players that go on to play at a higher level. I like to watch their games. One, root for them, and two, just like to see the level that they're at, to see if what I thought of that player fits into their system or if they've grown as a player, or maybe I was just flat out wrong on what I thought of that player. So it's kind of fun, like soccer nerdy thing for me to do.
Yeah. Just sticking with the U.S. soccer. So check out NISA if you guys are interested.
Yeah, it's just the acronym is NISA, and their games should be on a website called MyCujoo. So it's MyCujoo. And I think you could. I think it's free. I don't even think you have to make an account. There's just like some ads and stuff, but the games are normally streamed live right on there. And you could rewatch it too.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that would actually be a great sponsor for us too.
Yeah. All right, I got some other news, but I'll just run through it. Chime in if you got anything.
Mm-hmm.
U.S. soccer related. So Wigan, they're Wigan Athletic, right? That's the name of.
I'm pretty sure it's Wigan Athletic.
All right, Wigan. They were in the EFL Championship in England. An American's on that team, Anthony Robinson. We talked about it a few podcasts ago that they were in some financial trouble and stuff, and they were going to get a points reduction, and they appealed it. Their appeal got denied or whatever, I don't know, and they're getting relegated. So Anthony Robinson, his team is getting relegated to the 3rd division in England, but there's a rumor that he's linked to West Ham in the Premier League.
Yeah,
so
if you
big news.
Read anything about Anthony Robinson, I obviously didn't get to watch a whole lot of his games, but apparently he outperformed his level and like most of the championship level. So he's young. He was linked to AC Milan this past summer. So I think he's got that potential to like go on to a higher level. And teams want him. They're willing to take a chance on him, especially if it's 6 or 7 million, like they're saying is rumored. Like take a chance on a guy, maybe it works out.
Yeah, and if you're a U.S. men's soccer fan, you know how bad we needed a left back.
Yeah.
So a good young left back coming up, it's big.
Yeah, it's a big story too. What happened with his team? So you probably just look it up. There's a lot of financial like back and forth with the owner and stuff. So keep
and then
going.
another thing is Sebastian Soto, another American. He played we watched him play in the U20 World Cup last summer.
Yep.
He made a move from Hanover to Norwich. Norwich just got relegated down to the 2nd league in England, but it's pretty big. How old is he?
July 28th. So just past his birthday, 2000. Yeah, so he's 20.
Yep.
I rate this guy a lot. I thought he
scored a few, like four goals? Or?
Yeah, he scored some good goals at this World Cup. And American Lewandowski, to me, big number 9. Like, he's not just a hold-up guy, kind of runs the channels.
Yeah.
It looks good to me, so I think this guy's legit.
Clinical finishing, but I don't think he's playing with Norwich next season. I heard that he's gone out on loan or something.
It'd be good for him. So
yeah, so I don't know where what the team is that he's going to, but yeah. And then sticking with the championship, we had the championship playoff. It was during the week, right? Yeah, it was
Wednesday?
Tuesday, I'm pretty sure.
I think it was Wednesday. Tuesday.
Either way, Fulham with the 2-1 win over Brentford. 2 goals from their left back. His name's Joe Bryan. If you guys get a chance to watch the highlights, do it. This dude caught the goalie out on a free kick. He was taking the free kick. The goalie thought he was going to cross it. The goalie made jumped forward when he was about to kick it to try and pick off the cross. Mm-hmm. And Joe Bryan, the left back, just knocked it in near post and scored.
Joe Bryan sounds like a FIFA generated name.
Doesn't sound real. And then his second goal, he just kind of dribbled through a few guys, made a 1-2 and finished. Fulham, that team features an American, Tim Ream. I don't know if he was the captain for the game.
He's normally the Fulham captain though. He's that's one of the guys I compared my game to. So, very big, stiff. Center back, outside back. I don't know about that.
He doesn't have that thick of a beard in it, I don't think.
He did, though. I was going to say my beard's not as thick.
I think he trimmed it a little bit.
He needed to.
But in that game, dude, I haven't really watched much Tim Ream unless it's for the national team. Dude, he was pretty solid defensively. Mm. But his passing, and what he's known for is his passing and not really his defense. He's known for his defending. He's a defender. But his passing in the game was very shaky.
Really?
Yeah,
I feel like
a lot away.
Every time I watch him, there's always one part of his game that's shaky and one part that's solid.
Yeah.
So sometimes his defending's shaky, but his passing's good.
Yo, Remember when I said that he was right-footed? I found out he's left-footed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I knew that, and you tried to tell me otherwise.
I thought he was a right-footed left back.
Right-footed can only play on the left side of defense.
Yeah. Well. All right. So the team that they beat, Brentford, crazy stat, are now 0-9 in championship playoffs.
Jeez, would they really go hard in probably the late 1900s or something?
What do you mean?
Did they just play in 8 other championship playoffs at some point? Like the late 90s, 80s, something like that?
What are you talking about?
Brentford, if they're 0-9 in championship playoffs, when did they play them?
Probably recently.
It doesn't sound... I'm pretty sure they didn't play them recently.
Over time.
That's what I'm saying. They probably played them in the late...
You make it sound like they're playing in the 1920s.
They played in the Revolutionary War. No, I'm saying... I'm guessing they played them in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, the Revolutionary War in England.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. What are you looking up?
When they played these championship playoffs.
Oh, you're not going to be able to find it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so there... Look, you even saw a headline. You look up Brentford, and you already saw a headline of Joe Bryan, the left back. So, yeah, Fulham's going to be a fun team to watch in the Premier League. Excited for that. They're joining West Brom and Leeds. So, all right, you ready to get on to... They announced the short list for the Premier League awards this season. The player of the season, the manager of the season, and the young player of the season. So here are the player of the seasons. I want to hear your thoughts.
Hold on. I do want to say that Brentford has had a lot of playoff failures, and on Wikipedia it says 1993 to 1997. So literally the late 90s, or the 90s, like I said.
You said 1900s.
Well, it's the same thing.
All right. Who's your player of the season between these players that they had? Alexander-Arnold, Kevin De Bruyne, Jordan Henderson, Danny Ings, Sadio Mane, Nick Pope, or Jamie Vardy? If you want to look at it. I have mine.
I think for me, it's only between, Ings had a great season, but it's between Vardy, De Bruyne, and Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah. See, I don't get why they would give it to someone who's not on the winning team. They're on the winning team, so pick the best player on the winning team.
I guess, or just pick the best player in the league.
So Jordan Henderson already won one Player of the Year award or something, and apparently he's the front runner for this Player of the Year award.
That's crazy.
I know, isn't that weird?
Alexander-Arnold deserves more than him, and I like Jordan Henderson.
Yeah, my pick is Sadio Mane.
No way.
Yeah, bro. He's the best attacker on the best team.
No, dude.
I
don't know his stats.
Alexander-Arnold, he's playing right back.
So, the amount of goals he probably contributes? Dude, the tactics are so advanced now where you could just whip in crosses from wherever, play key passes all the time.
You want to talk about the amount of goals he's involved in? Look at Sadio Mane. All right, now you're going to look it up. It's going to take another 30 seconds. Sadio Mane goals. That's literally what you looked up.
22.
That's a lot of goals. 36 appearances. All right, so your pick is Alexander-Arnold?
Alexander-Arnold has... never mind, that's in the Premier League total. Let's see.
I know he has 12 assists.
He's 30 clean sheets. No, that's total.
All right, man. Let's move on. Manager of the season, Jurgen Klopp from Liverpool, Frank Lampard from Chelsea, Brendan Rodgers from Leicester, or Chris Wilder from Sheffield.
Just give it to the Klopp and move on.
Yeah,
why even go over it?
All right. Young player of the season, Alexander-Arnold, Jack Grealish, Mason Greenwood, Dean Henderson, Anthony Martial, Mason Mount, Christian Pulisic, or Marcus Rashford. So if you want to look at it.
No, I'm gonna give it to Alexander-Arnold.
I mean, yeah.
Just because he's been a mainstay starter for 3 years now doesn't mean.
How was Jack Grealish on this list? The dude's 23.
It's probably under 24. A lot of these, the FIFA Young Player of the Year and all that stuff. I think they're all under 24.
I think Greenwood could win it. I mean, they have Rashford too. Rashford could win it, but I don't know. Alexander-Arnold, your pick.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Keeping with the Premier League, let's talk about that FA Cup final last weekend.
It's brutal.
Brutal, yeah. Pulisic goal, though.
So, yeah, on my TikTok page, I broke down the goal if you want to go. I mean, it's just like a little 40-second clip breaking down the goal, but really good play. Finds, he was in transition. I think they're, what'd they do? Arsenal was attacking. They play the ball out. Pulisic flicks it on. Giroud heads it down or something to Jorginho, controls it. Pulisic finds space. On the half turn, he's kind of on the half turn.
Almost a full time.
Turns and runs at the defense, gives it up to Mount, and then just finds his way in the box and just keeps running. And that's like, he's not just a winger. He could kind of do it all. Like tucks inside, he plays in transition. It's like really like a goal that kind of encompasses like his skills and what he's grown as a player.
Too.
Yeah, really good finish. And then he goes off, was it like 3 minutes into the second half?
Yeah, he must not get in those leg stretches.
He didn't do his front kicks and back kicks.
Yeah.
He didn't open the gates and close the gates. But yeah, so they said 4 to 5 weeks, so that takes it to about the start of the Premier League season.
Yeah. So
kind of stinks. He's out for the Champions League.
It's not like they're going to win anyway.
So hopefully he just gets healthy. I mean, just look at his body type and the way he plays. Like, he's going to be injury prone. There's guys that, you know, maybe I've actually heard this from like some athletic trainers and stuff, that if someone is prone to like soft tissue injuries, I guess they're called, like hamstring pulls and strains and groins and quads, they're probably less likely to have ACLs and like really bad stuff like that, because those muscles that those muscles might be too tight or not, like can't move in those ranges of motion, but they'll get injured instead of them being too loose and not being able to contract and kind of keep the knee together or something like that. I'm not a science guy, but
you sounded pretty sciencey.
Good. That could be totally wrong. There could be one science person listening to this that just debunks that, but
all right. Well, the FA Cup wasn't about Pulisic. It was
about Pulisic.
I mean, to us Americans, but shout out Arsenal fans. Congratulations to you guys.
Nick Ellis.
You guys are 14-time winning the FA Cup. It's kind of crazy to think.
Jeez.
Dude,
It's a lot of
Kings
FA
of the
Cups.
FA Cup.
You think they won a lot in the late 90s?
Yeah.
The 1900s?
I mean, look it up.
They probably won a lot of FA Cups in the 1900s.
Aubameyang's been killing it, dude. I don't know if he's going to...
He's good.
There's rumors he might not stay at Arsenal. But
No, I heard he's trying to sign a long-term deal.
I hope so. I like him at Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you
especially
finally
under
have like a
Arteta.
world-class type talent that could start for just about any team in the world. Like, keep him there.
But imagine if he goes like Barcelona.
All right. Like,
That
he's
team
not
won
going.
Barcelona,
He's not going to go to Barcelona.
Dude, when I see Aubameyang, dude, I think of Thierry Henry.
I guess
They're very similar.
Henry was much better.
Oh, yeah. But
They did just sign Willian on a free. It's a good get. Like,
Yeah.
Willian's a solid player. Like, yeah, like we could hate on him here and there, like because he kind of competed with Pulisic for a spot every once in a while. Pulisic would earn the penalty; he would take him. But he's a good player.
it's a solid player to have around for
2-3
seasons.
on a free
maybe.
transfer too. Like you could start him every 2 or 3 games in place for somebody. So it's a good one.
So, in my opinion on Arsenal winning the FA Cup, I think it's obviously great for Arteta. I think if new managers come in and if they go through a few seasons without winning a trophy in soccer now, because you'll be in the head coach for 2 seasons, and if you don't win anything, they might sack you.
Yeah.
So it's good that he
Honestly,
half a season and he already won a trophy.
I think the FA Cup would buy him time and a little more like swag with the fans and the club. But you're at Arsenal. I think it's kind of a low bar to shoot for the FA Cup. You want Champions League spots, ideally Champions League trophy, but it's pretty far out. But Premier League, you want to be competing for those top 2 spots. So, like, I don't have a favorite team in the Premier League, and sometimes it's fun when Arsenal lose and everyone gets mad. But I want to see them like take the next steps to being a really good team to being like a top team.
And I think they can.
Arteta ball.
We'll see how they do in this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
And some other news. We're big fans of Kubo. Takefusa Kubo, the Japanese
Is he really
winger
Japanese?
attacking. Yeah, I think he's
I
Japanese.
thought he's Korean.
It could be. I'm pretty sure he's Japanese, though. Fact check. But for Real Madrid, he signed a 1-year loan for Villarreal. Just give him a shout out because we're big Kubo fans.
Yeah, he's from Japan.
Nice.
Kawasaki, Kanagawa, Japan.
Thank you for trying to pronounce that. So, we have another big transfer news is Ake. What's his first name? Nathan
Yeah.
Ake signs for $40 million to Man City.
Yeah.
How do you think he'll fit in?
Yeah, so I don't know about this one. Obviously, Ake's good and was really good this season. But, he's okay with the ball. Every player, I believe, will develop under Pep. He'll develop them the way he wants them with the ball. You've seen players just improve under him. But where's he going to play? He's not going to play left back. And Laporte is locked in as he's one of the best center backs in the world, and he's a left center back. The point is his left foot is so good distributing out of that spot, and Pep talks about it all the time. Can he play right back? I mean right center back.
Right center back.
Teams play 2 right-footed center backs, and now you have 2 left-footed center backs. It's almost like they're just hogging all the left-footed center backs.
Yeah. So I saw this. Man City have spent more than $300 million on defenders. So there is. Let me see. João Cancelo, $58.5 million. Laporte, $58.5 million. Mendy, $52 million. Stones, $50 million. Walker, $47 million. Ake, $41 million it says here. Danilo, $27 million. And Angelino, $11 million. All those were bought under Pep. Spending a lot of money on center backs.
I think he
still has a problem.
He recognizes the value in having them, and he realizes when they have a skill like Laporte, you go buy a player that eventually will develop into that skill. So if it's playing out of the back, if it's his passing, if it's breaking lines, then it's worth it for him. I don't know what he thought he was going to get out of Danilo for $27 million. But yeah. I'm actually surprised John Stones went for $50, but I actually like John Stones.
From Everton. He was good on Everton.
Yeah, I think he's a good player. It's easy to be rag on John Stones, but he's solid. Mm-hmm. I'd take him on my team any day. I wish he would play more because I want to watch him play. He just literally doesn't play.
I don't know. Was he hurt? I'm not sure.
Could have been. I have no idea.
But another interesting thing is Dybala wins. We're just pulling stories from all over.
Random facts.
We're talking Nathan Ake going to Man City. Now we're talking Dybala winning Serie A MVP. Now, I think this is big because, Dybala, everyone's been saying, oh, he's got potential. Is he finally becoming one of the best players in the world now?
Yeah, maybe. It's literally been years people would say, Dybala is the next, he kind of plays like Messi, a mix between, Messi and, Aguero, I've heard. He kind of plays up top, but kind of likes to float deep and dribble. So it's cool that they, finally got him rolling.
Yeah.
I heard Juventus was good this season. They got knocked out of the Champions League, and he was good. And whatever you read or people say he was better than Ronaldo this season. Dybala was the best player on that team. So
yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah.
It's
Big
weird
Dybala
because
guys.
it's a guy who everybody kind of knew would end up being one of the top 15 players in the world. And he was just kind of never there or never thought of as that. People still kind of sleep on him, I guess.
His growth, like what you said, growth isn't always linear.
Yeah, I guess I'm a pretty smart guy.
It went up. What do they call it? They say plateau, right?
The plateau,
plateaued a little bit, and I feel like it's finally going up.
Yeah,
and I'm rooting for them.
That's kind of something important that we should talk about. Is player development is not linear. Players don't go get better, get better, get better, get better. It's literally they might get better, they might stay the same for a while. They might suck. Then they might go up a lot. They might have a quick rise. What looks like a quick rise for some guys might be after a few dips. So a lot of times, you'll see it with center backs or even young wingers or something like that, where you think they might be the next wonder kid, and they kind of just level off. You don't really hear from them, and then it's oh, this guy's good again. Let's buy him. So I feel like it happens with a lot of Brazilians too. It's definitely going to happen with Odegaard. Odegaard was bought by Real Madrid when he was 16, so it's a bit of a different case. But you see, he go somewhere else and develop, and he's pretty quiet. But then he starts kind of climbing up the ranks. So, watch it. And it's the same in youth soccer too. But I think when guys get to high school and college, then you start seeing that the development isn't just he gets better every year. Like some guys, like for me in my high school career and my college career, I would say the growth from after my junior year to my senior year was like the biggest jump. It's like junior year in high school and junior year in college, I had the biggest jump. So it really just kind of depends on the situation. Maybe Dyball is a big fan of Sarri ball. Mauricio Sarri.
Yeah. All right. Last point before the draft. We can talk Champions League a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, now on CBS, I don't know what they're going to do with some of the guys that are on TNT, like Maurice Adu, Steve Nash.
Steve Nash.
Who's the other guy? There's someone else. I don't remember.
Someone else like kind of cool. Like I thought he was cool.
Wasn't Stuart Holden?
No, he was on it when Fox had it. I forget.
But it might have been Stuart Holden. But I don't know what happened to those guys. Now they got Roberto Martinez, the Belgium coach, Micah Richards, and Jamie Carragher. I think that's his name.
The Liverpool game.
Yeah.
I didn't watch any of the pregame show, but
Yeah, I did a little bit. But what'd you think of the game?
yeah. So we watched Man City, Real Madrid. Thought Real Madrid looked not good. I mean, Benzema's class, obviously. Like we said, he's one of the best strikers in the world. Hazard didn't want the ball at all. Looked like he didn't care. Just kind of walked around. If you are a world class player and things aren't going your way, go get the ball off somebody. Like, yeah, Cruz doesn't have to play a 30-yard long ball every time he gets it or whatever. Like, go get the ball from him. He'll be happy to give it to you. Go get it off him. It sucks for Varane, two really bad mistakes. He's one of the best center backs in the world. It happens. That's why,
Yeah, I'm sure those mistakes are obviously Ramos wasn't playing, so that hurt them. But those mistakes were.
That happened to every player. It just happened that
like
they happened in one big game and twice.
Yeah.
So progress isn't linear.
Yeah. Definitely disappointed in Hazard. I don't get it, man. Like, maybe he's just the team's just full of stars and he just doesn't fit in.
Full of stars. They don't really have a style. Like, I think Zidane's a good manager and he obviously put together some good teams, but the team's got no style. Is it just how Kroos and Modric run the field? Is that
they are
it?
Playing Man City.
Yeah, and
like
Pep's a good coach.
One of the favorites. So I thought the Man City press was solid. They nothing through the middle.
Yeah,
made it hard for them. Like Sterling's goal. What minute was that? That was early in the game. I was saying they couldn't even get out of their own 18-yard box, dude.
Yeah, but I would say, obviously, when a lot of people listen to this, there might be a whole other round of Champions League that they watch. So. But I think in the future it'd be cool if we like kind of pre-plan a game that we're going to watch and then like have everyone else watch it and then maybe we kind of go in depth and give our thoughts and then see if anyone else has like other thoughts. They put them in the comments or something like that. And that way like it's a full like kind of tactical breakdown,
Yep.
So other game, Juventus.
Yeah.
Did they won or they tied, right?
They won the game, but
they won the game but lost. It was 2-2, lost on away goals. So Lyon's going through.
It's funny. They won the game, tied on aggregate, but lost on away goals.
Yeah, so.
It's crazy.
It would have been cool to see Juventus keep going, but Lyon's a good story, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, the French team, like, someone we don't really watch, so it's kind of cool to see.
They didn't play the rest of their season, so maybe the French teams are ready.
Yeah, maybe PSG's
ready to go.
Yeah. So we won't talk too much about the other games because we haven't watched them yet. It's Friday night. But there's two games, Barca and Napoli, and second leg of Bayern and Chelsea. So watch those, tune in, let us know what you think.
Yep. All right.
Ready for the draft?
Yes.
All right, let's do
draft number 1. On the half turn, draft number 1.
So let's pull up like
a virtual
coin flip because I forgot a coin. So basically, what we're trying to do is we're drafting. It's not going to be a snake. It's just going to be whoever gets the first pick. Then we'll just go back and forth drafting men's national team players if we had a game, tomorrow? Like right now, this current time.
All healthy.
Yeah, everyone's healthy. Everyone's eligible. Jeez. So there's no, for me, I'd like to look ahead and say, oh, I want this young guy because by the time we get to Qatar in 2022, he'll be ready. But it's more like right now. So there's a lot of young guys who are kind of breaking into first teams, but we're not really going to pick them because, it's all said about right now. So
yeah, this is our chance to assemble our own squad, put our own tactics in, see who's the better manager, see who people agree with more.
Let's do it.
So, all right, heads or tails? I'll give you the option.
Tails. Tails never fails.
It's flipping.
Let's see.
It's flipping. It's heads.
Oh, bro.
So I'll take first pick. I'll gladly
no.
take first pick. So, let me grab my information here.
First pick is very coveted in this draft.
So, no brainer here. I'm going Christian Pulisic
Okay.
as a winger.
Yeah, so we won't have to put him in positions yet, just kind of in general. So I'm up.
Yep.
This is big. I'm gonna go. This is tough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Serginho Dest.
That's a good pick. Because
He could play right or left back for me.
and it's a weak spot.
It's very weak spot for both. I mean, we have a little bit of depth at right back, but left back is tough. So
Yeah, outside backs, man. All right. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go Steffen. I'm going to go Zach
ahead.
Steffen, the goalie.
does nothing for me. So I wasn't planning on taking Zach Steffen. Not that I think Steffen's bad. I'm not really a goalkeeper
So you weren't
expert.
planning on taking Steffen?
No. Oh, maybe if he was just there in the later rounds, but I wasn't going to take an early round goalie. If that's what you're going for.
I don't even like Steffen as a goalie. I think he gives the ball away too much.
Gee, I really want Tim Ream. I sure hope you don't take Tim Ream.
Hey, he's on my short list.
All right, so I have Dest. What if I just took Reggie Cannon?
Start off with your outside backs.
All right, so this works okay for me. I'll take Tyler Adams.
All right.
Versatile again, can play the 6 or the 8 for me. Go box to box. Kind of gives me flexibility later in the draft to see who you pick.
You're going to be that guy playing at like right back?
No, I already have a...
Inverted fullback.
I could say Adams and Dest as my 2 outside backs, which would be kind of nice, but I'm not going to play him an outside back because I don't think he'll play outside back for the national team.
All right. If you're going Adams, then I got to go McKennie.
I mean...
Weston.
Let me check him off my list. He is very good in the air, very aggressive, like amazing at winning tackles and stuff, but I don't know if I wanted to pick him anyway. I was going to let you kind of take him. I knew he's good, but I don't know if he really fits my system.
I mean, who doesn't love a center mid who just works hard and can win you the ball back?
I do love it, but Adams can do that, but also play passes.
Dude, I think the potential is there for McKennie.
I hope so, and I hope he develops, but right now, right? Can he play passes that Tyler Adams can play?
No.
I have tricks up my sleeve.
But can Tyler Adams get in the box and score goals like Weston can?
That's just on set pieces. I have a few.
Nah, dude.
I think
the national team, he scored a few goals from late rounds.
Weston McKennie needs to improve his receiving the ball and distribution.
I'm sure he's working on it, and we're gonna be working on it in training. So
next, I'm gonna go with.
It's really Pulisic, and then it kind of everyone.
Yeah, but So one thing I did kind of notice is this pool is not too deep. We're kind of caught in a little limbo here where there's a few good, like Pulisic, obviously, but then there's a big drop off, and a lot of the young players that we're kind of putting our hope in aren't quite there yet, especially if we have a game to win tomorrow. We're going to Costa Rica and we have to win a game to qualify or something like that. But I will take a guy in his prime. I'll take John Brooks. He is good enough with the ball, not like fantastic, but can play the passes. Good in the air, so he's kind of like a set-piece threat. He'll probably be my left-sided center back, and he's good defensively. If you keep the game in front of him, he's good defensively. So I'll take John Brooks.
All right. Well, guess who I'm taking? I'm taking Aaron Long. I love Aaron Long. He's not the best with the ball, but he'll just sweep everything up.
Are you just gonna play kick and run and just pound at the Pulisic or what?
Nah, but like I think he's a better defender than John Brooks.
Maybe 1v1.
John Brooks is shaky on defense.
You don't play defense when you have
And
the
Aaron
ball.
Long can score on attacking set pieces.
Okay.
John Brooks had no goals. The dude is 6'6" and did not have a single goal in the Bundesliga.
Okay, but it's also Wolfsburg.
Yeah, but still, dude. Like,
all right.
if I was 6'6".
So I have a center mid, a center back, and an outside back. So I'm going with my man Josie Altidore. I need a forward. He could head in goals.
Take him. I don't want him.
He could head in goals. He could score goals. He can get in behind. He's got good hold-up play. He's got good link-up play. The fact that people hate on Josie Altidore is absolutely ridiculous. Give him service. He scores. Look at the way he played in Holland. Look at the way he played in MLS. The way he played for the national team when he gets service. Sunderland, he didn't get service. And people just say, like, what do you want him to do? Dribble through the whole team? He's a service striker. So if I could keep the ball and be able to, work the ball around the field, maybe get some guys in the box. With one of my other targets later in the game, or later in the draft, I think we'll be able to get him the ball.
Dude, I know who you're talking about there.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You do not. You don't know who I'm talking about.
All right. I'm going to go Reggie Cannon at right back. Get that right back out of the way.
Solid. I'll give you that. I don't think he's as good as Dest, not as versatile as Dest.
I don't know, but a U.S. game tonight, Reggie Cannon's probably starting at right back.
Dest would probably start at left back.
Probably.
All right, so it's my
Reggie
turn.
Cannon
So I have
still FC Dallas, right?
yes.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to swing for the fences here. So on the wing, I'm going to take Jordan Morris. Now, I don't want people to think like I'm super pro-Europe or pro-MLS. I'm pretty neutral on both. I hear both sides. A lot of people hate when people play in MLS. A lot of people think, oh, everyone in Europe is a snob or whatever. But Jordan Morris, 13 goals, 6 assists in MLS last season, helped lead them to the MLS Cup. They won the MLS Cup. He was good in the MLS's back tournament. He had a good year for the men's national team, tore it up in Nations League, which kind of isn't hard to do when you're playing Cuba and those kind of teams. But he's good. He can dribble at people. He'd probably link up with Josie Altidore. And if we get our wingers kind of going inside, we could also play with the ball a little bit, then we get our outside backs up the field and into the attack.
All right. Oh, I don't know who to pick here.
Were you going Jordan Morris?
Nah. See, I was thinking about Jordan Morris, but I might have to go Miles Robinson.
That's a good pick.
I'm going Miles Robinson from Atlanta. He was injured, I guess, for MLS's back.
Yeah, I think so.
Solid player. I don't think has he made an appearance yet for the national team?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he got hurt at I don't know if it was the camp leading up to Nations League in October, but he got hurt before MLS playoffs, and Atlanta United was super mad. But, there's a lot of clips of Miles Robinson on YouTube. If you haven't seen him, look him up. He's he's strong. He could step it. Yeah, he could step into the midfield, win a ball. He could play a ball out of the back. He's pretty calm on the ball, so he's good.
Yeah, I really like him.
That's a good pick. So you have Miles Robinson and Aaron Long as your center back partnership.
Yeah.
All you need is a left back, really.
Yep.
All right.
Did you select the right back yet?
I have Dest.
Oh, so you need a left back.
Do I need a right back?
You can play.
Can I play Tyler Adams at right back? That's really how to get the best players on the field for me, but I'm not going to do it.
Might look it on paper, but my team looks as good as yours.
There's a couple guys I want here. So I'll wait on it. Take who's available. All right, I'm going to take... Not to be that guy and think that I'm so much smarter than everybody else, but I'm going to take Chris Richards. This is me.
I passed up on Chris Richards.
Yeah, so this is me going down swinging with my my opinion on a player. So he's good. I mean, watch him play, watch his highlights in the U20 World Cup.
Tell people who don't know.
Yeah, he was fantastic. So he grew up playing for like the Dallas Texans or one of those club teams. Went to FC Dallas. I don't think he made an appearance. Went over, got signed by Bayern Munich. Played for Bayern Munich 2, which played in the 3rd Bundesliga, I think. So the 3rd division in Germany. Played there. This season he started a bunch of games for Bayern 2.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they got promoted to Bundesliga 2.
I don't know if they get promoted or not, but
yeah, I forget what it is, but the rumor is that he's pushing to make that next step and be a squad rotation guy.
He made the Bayern team for when they won the Bundesliga, so he was able to celebrate with.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think he made a few appearances at the end of the season.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I got to look that up, but
I think he did.
He's really good, and there's rumors he's going out on loan to a Bundesliga team, and if he does, he's a Bundesliga caliber starting center back with John Brooks, and if he doesn't, he's in training every day, probably with the Bayern first team. He kind of graduated from Bundesliga 2. He was one of the better players on Bayern 2. No, I keep saying Bundesliga 2. It's Bayern 2. He's one of the best players on there. He scored some goals, did really well. His passing is really good. And if he's training day in and day out against Lewandowski, against, I don't know, who else is he going up against? Thomas Muller. Those are legit guys. And he's playing alongside Saul or Jerome Boateng or David Alaba. That's legit. So
Jerome Boateng again.
Jerome Boateng. I got that accent. Joshua Kimmich.
Yeah.
That's legit. So I think he's ready to go right now. And maybe if we had a game tomorrow, he's shakier than a Miazga or something. But I'm going down swinging. He could pass. He could defend. And I believe in his right foot, John Brooks' his left foot, distributing out of the back.
Nice. So I'm going to go winger here. I don't know which one to take.
I know the two you're thinking of.
I'm going to go Paul Areola.
Oh, no. Oh, that's a shocker. I thought you were going in a couple different directions.
No,
wow. I didn't even have him on my list, to be honest.
I'm going Paul Areola. He's out with an ACL right now, but
he's injured right now.
He'll do a job out there.
He's a workhorse.
He'll do a job. Cannon and Areola on that right side is not too strong.
You're straight up just going for, let me take the best player available. I'm trying to build a system here.
Dude. There's not that many people to choose.
Trust me.
From.
All right, so you take Areola. I don't have much else to say there.
So you weren't gonna?
He wasn't on my list at all. I like Areola. I think he's pretty good, and I'm probably underrating him a little bit. But I wasn't gonna take him. Okay. There was other options there.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
So there's a few guys that I like, but I want to shore up the midfield. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take Michael Bradley. You got to.
Yeah.
Can I get this takeout while we're doing this draft?
Let's hear it. Let's hear all the TikTok.
Yeah, so what I do a lot of times is I'll take a few hot takes that we have, clip them into TikTok or Instagram or whatever, and, just get that content out there so more people could see it. So a lot of people saw my Michael Bradley take and were just going nuts on me because I said he has some class performances, potential, whatever, because, came onto the scene 2008, 2009, played really well in the Confederations Cup, really well in the World Cup 2010. Had some really good games as he went from, he was at Aston Villa for a few appearances. He had 70 appearances for Mönchengladbach. Went to Chievo Verona, went to Roma. Then from Roma, he had some appearances and played well against some of those teams. And then they bought a few other really good center mids like Pjanic. Went back to MLS, been really good in MLS and for the national team. Wasn't great in the 2014 World Cup, but look at the stats. He was asked to do the most running out of anybody in the group stage, out of any team. So that's Jurgen Klinsmann Euro snob #1 kind of hates MLS, putting him out of his natural 6 or 8 position, putting him as a 10 and telling him to go hunt the ball. Just forcing him to press because he believes in that skill so much. The build up to that World Cup, he was great. Wasn't terrific during the World Cup. I definitely criticize him, but he's good. He has legit qualities. And yeah, maybe we should have moved on after him, but that's not his fault. Like, everyone has some recency bias, like, oh, he's not that good, like, we didn't qualify for Russia. But that's not just on him, that's on everybody. That's on the defense, that's on the goalkeeper, that's on the forwards. So it's not just Michael Bradley. And you see his potential and his class. Strikes a ball like a Pjanic or a Pirlo or a Javi Alonso. He could drive him, he could float him. His passing out of the back is good. He could get it on the turn and pass forward, like, probably easier and more effective than anybody else in our pool. So if we're dominating the ball and we're playing out of the back, like, get Michael Bradley on the ball, let Tyler Adams do the dirty work. He can play some passes too, and I think we're solid.
Just the thing with Michael Bradley, sometimes it's either he's hit or miss. Like, he'll have a great game, or he'll have just not like a horrible game, and people just
see. I don't think his horrible games are as bad as you think, and
they
just
are
got
though. Like,
I don't know.
He'll make some dumb decisions.
And then the fact that the part that I hate the most is that people will comment on whatever piece of content I put out about Michael Bradley and just be like, he stinks, he's terrible, you're an idiot. It's like, all right, well, give me some facts. I'm here to talk soccer. Like, you can't just say he sucks and then move on. You gotta be like, all right, well, what game did he suck? What did he do? Was his passing bad? Was his defending bad? Was he out of position? Did he try to dribble out of pressure? Sometimes you do that, but if you're gonna play a possession-based style, you gotta have guys that can pass the ball, can ping a ball, can play out of pressure, can think the game. He can think the game. And if you unlock, right now it's kind of tough, but if you unlock that, like, 2010 Michael Bradley, he was really good.
Unlock him? What do you mean? You as the coach, you're gonna unlock Michael Bradley from 10 years ago?
Yes. That was more of a response to what I was talking about in that clip.
Mm-hmm.
But this version of Michael Bradley, I think, is still better with the ball than Weston McKennie. He's better than. I don't want to. Were you going to take Pomacall?
What? Right now?
No.
I wasn't going to take Bradley.
My other option there was Paxton Pomacall.
I don't have him on my list.
All right, so I would say he's better for what I want to do than Paxton Pomacall. Yeah. All right, so go ahead.
So
that was a long one. Sorry.
What you just said is probably going to be clipped.
I don't know.
We'll see. I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to take Giorena.
I love that. I had him in a center mid spot and a winger spot.
Yeah, I'm not playing him at the 10.
Yeah, that's cheeky.
Him, Pulisic, and Areola running at your back line. What are you doing?
Just defending it. So Giorena, Pulisic, and Areola. You still don't have a forward. I know you're going to take, but okay. Yeah, he's good. Really good. I love Giorena.
Yeah, he's good. He's really good.
So right now I have 2 center backs. I have an outside back. I have a forward, a winger, and 2 center mids. So I need a 10, a winger, an outside back, and a goalie. I think I'm going to save the goalkeeper for last. Well, obviously you already have a goalie.
I'm not going to draft 2 goalies.
I'm going to need a 10.
It's not too many out there, man.
All right. Yeah.
Jet.
No. All right.
No,
this team is looking more and more like a mix of hipster U.S. soccer and a mix of old school MLS lover U.S. soccer combined.
Okay.
I'm going to take Uli Lanes.
All right.
He's a youngster. Hasn't made a first team appearance for Wolfsburg yet. He's been on the bench, I think, a couple times. But, yeah, grew up in Chivas USA's academy, I think. It was with somebody else. Went over to Wolfsburg. Has been playing with their U19s. So it's still a good level. I mean, it's not like MLS level or obviously not Bundesliga level, but he has a cap for the national team, scored a penalty, did really well, and he fits in with kind of what I want to do. So I'm going to go with Uli Lanes, putting my trust in a younger guy, but give me some of that flair. If I end up playing him on the wing, I want him going at people. If I play him as a 10, I want him kind of like pulling the strings, like get him on the ball. These guys all have to be comfortable on the ball, in between lines, doing that kind of stuff.
Nice. So I'm gonna just get him off the list. Get my forward on there. Zardes. Jesse Zardes.
Okay.
Who do you think I was gonna select?
I thought you were going to take a Bobasay.
No.
Dude, Bobasay is better than Zardes. I'm not a Zardes hater. I think Zardes could be decent.
Zardes did exactly what Abobasi did this tournament. Zardes did exactly.
Right
what
now,
Abobasi
Bobasay is better than Zardes.
How?
100%.
Just because he's hot right now does not mean he's better.
I don't know.
Zardes has played for the national team. Like, Abobasi has not played for the national team. So you can't just pick a guy who's doing good in MLS's back and had a decent season last year.
Why can't I? Well, it's my team if I
who's
want it.
Always good. I'm
If I
not even a
wanted-
big Zardes guy.
It's funny because some of these, I didn't even have Zardes on my list. Not that I'm a Zardes
How can
hater,
you
but
not
I
have
wasn't.
Zardes on your list. He's the second best striker we have.
Well, there's only 2 people drafting, and I wanted Josie. And if I didn't have Josie, I have my backups, which I'm probably going to take
Good point,
next.
but like,
All right.
Zardes is the second best striker the U.S. have.
So, kind of handicapping myself a little bit. So I'm going to play Ulianes as a 10. Because I'm pretty sure he could play there. I mean, I could morph this into a 4-4-2 a bit. But I'm going to go with Tim Weah. So, like we're saying, everybody's healthy. He's been out. He made a move to, how do you say it, Lille?
Lie.
Yeah. See,
No,
I'm good with my German, not my French.
Okay.
And he tore his hamstring a couple of times or something, but he's good. He was pretty good in the U20 World Cup. I mean, PSG saw something in him. But he has appearances in the French league. He's got good touch, can run at players, can kind of get in behind, he can keep the ball, and I think his link-up play is really, really good. So I'll probably play Morris on the right and Weah on the left. So, yeah. So that's probably what I'm going to do.
I don't know about Weah, man. I feel like he tries too much like stuff on the field. I feel like he's too much about. He came from PSG, so everyone on PSG, they got the socks pulled up high, trying to look all tough.
Come in swagging, I don't care.
Yeah, he's trying to look all swaggy, but I don't know if he's done it. He didn't do it in the U20 World Cup. He scored, what, a goal?
I think
Made a couple assists, maybe. But
you're really hating
a
Weah.
player's, I don't like Weah. Not as much as, I'm not saying, like,
All right. We'll let the people decide. So we might have to wrap this up. I'm not sure how much battery the camera has. We're at an hour and 6 minutes,
right.
so let's get
I
through the
really
last
got a
few
couple more
picks.
picks. All right, left back, Anthony Robinson.
Okay.
Wait, he's Robinson too. So I got 2 Robinsons on my back line?
Oh, yeah.
Watch out. Anthony Robinson's the one from Wigan. So he's very attacking left fullback. He's going to get around, allows Pulisic to tuck in a little bit and get the ball.
So I heard this from somebody, and he was saying that he thinks look at the difference between Marcos Alonso and Anthony Robinson. Which one is going to allow Pulisic to play better? Anthony Robinson is pretty clunky with the ball. I think he'll still develop, but he's so he'd be great in Division I soccer.
People need to stop thinking like that. If you put the players on the field, they're gonna
do that. Nah, I don't know, man.
Dude, Pulisic's playing for Chelsea. If he has anybody next to him, they're gonna be good.
Let me make my next pick first. So I need an outside back desperately, and it's literally between Yedlin and playing Dest at left back, or the only other left back I had. There's a few pretty good ones in MLS, but not interested in him right now.
You're picking a player who hasn't made a first team appearance yet.
All right, but yeah, and
you could have picked Ream. You could have picked Vines.
I don't
Gasper. You were just talking about how good Gasper was.
Dude, if this is a team
before we started this podcast,
if this is a team and we go into a training camp and we're saying we're playing this way, I don't want Ream. I love Ream. But that's not how we're playing this game.
You've seen Gloucester play, and that was in the U20s against 20-year-olds. Now imagine,
and he's good.
Yes, but he's not good enough for.
I've seen him in PSV training as well. PSV, by the way, the Dutch team.
Would they fly you out?
They posted their full trainings and full inter squad scrimmages on their YouTube channel. They're really cool, so check them out. And Chris Gloucester looks good. I mean. Yeah, I wish I had another option here. Maybe I should have planned it better. Maybe I should have just... Dest is a better right back. than left back. And I think Gloucester, the drop off between Dest at left back to Gloucester at left back is, I'd rather have Gloucester than Dest at left back with Yedlin on the right. So basically what I'm saying is Dest at right, Gloucester at left is better than Yedlin on the right, Dest on the left. Yedlin hasn't done it in a U.S. shirt in a while.
Yeah,
and he barely plays for Newcastle, so I don't trust him.
You had other options at left back.
I do think there's some guys in MLS.
20-year-old, man.
There's some guys in MLS that probably could do better, but I'm playing this way. This is how I want to play.
All right.
So,
all right, we'll see you on the pitch. But for my final pick, I need another center mid. Who else but Darlington Nagbe?
Oh, man.
Dude.
How'd you let him wait this long? I completely forgot about him.
Because you...
Oh, dude.
Because I knew that you didn't have him or were thinking about him.
I think you're cheating off me, bro.
Because he hasn't been with the national team since, I think his last game was when they lost to Trinidad.
Yeah.
Trinidad and didn't make the
But no, that was all Michael Bradley's fault, bro. They didn't make the World Cup because of Bradley. Not because of Nagbe or Altidore or Pulisic or Tim Howard or Omar Gonzalez or Jeff Cameron or Jorge Villafani. It was all Bradley, dude. Come on.
Okay. Oh no. All right, whatever.
All right. So, do you want me to just make my last pick?
Yeah.
All right. So you're gonna laugh at this one too. Going back to the U20 World Cup, I'm gonna take David Ochoa. Plays for Real Salt Lake.
That's your goalie.
So read every scouting report on this guy. The only thing I'm saying is he could ping a ball. Apparently, can ping a ball better than Sean Johnson and Ethan Horvath and Yarborough or whatever his name is. Random goalies. Yeah, Stefan's better, but I'd rather take David Ochoa. So I'm going to go, once again, I'm going down swinging with the youth, but also the veterans that I believe in. So there's some veterans, like, I like Nagbe, but I'm not huge on who's a random veteran guy you got? Areola.
Hard worker.
Who else? What other veterans do you have?
Zardis.
Yeah, I like those guys, but they're not it. That's not what I'm going for. So I have a mix, and hopefully the old guys can bring the young guys along. But all the young guys are in good training environments. So I don't want to be that hipster guy that's saying, oh, they're in Europe, they're better than MLS. But I also don't want to just... I don't want just a random guy in MLS. I'm playing a specific style. Not that everybody in MLS plays the same style. Because if we had young player spots or sub spots, maybe I would take a Aronson or a Mark McKenzie or a Sam Vines or I don't know, Walker Zimmerman. So
you really wanted that Nagbe though?
I would have taken him, yeah. Dude, honestly,
he's the steal of this draft. Steal of the draft award goes to Darlington Nagbe.
Yeah. He would have been good for my team. But so if you don't know our teams, we'll post them on our Instagram once this goes live.
Do we want to run through them, or you just save it for the?
We'll just save it for the Instagram.
Okay. All right.
Yep. So that's it. So this will just be the audio. If you're watching on YouTube, our camera shut off. Our light just shut off.
We're upgrading on the production side.
Yeah, so we're still working on it. So once we get a sponsor for the podcast, we'll be able to buy new gear. Or if you guys have any suggestions on like what good podcasting gear is, too, that would be helpful.
Yeah, we don't really know all this tech stuff. What camera should we get? How should we improve?
Yeah, I mean, I had a GoPro, so I just kind of hooked up the GoPro and let it rip. But it does take a while to get it from the GoPro to the computer to YouTube, so still working on it. But hour and 14 minutes. Hopefully you guys kind of stuck with us the whole time. Let us know if you like the draft, if you like our national team talk, our other pro soccer talk, our development talks.
If you guys have ideas about future drafts, they could be like U23 in a certain league. Like we could get do like some real research on some players and what you're interested in. So
and we have a couple ideas on how we can get you guys more integrated into the show and like in terms of keeping us updated on like specific players or teams if you guys want to contribute. And we got freaking awesome guests like possibly in the works. So
yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, I'll give you a hint. Should I give him a hint? It'll be subtle.
Right,
Only the real listeners will know.
Yeah.
Don't just win the ball. Keep it. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.